Hey there guys, Fabian Ratzak here for another demo for Malgam Audio. This time we talk about the pedal kit number 2. And we offer some great pedals here. We have the Klon, we have the Chase Bliss, we have the Noble, so many killer must-have pedals, I think. And I won't bore you with too many specs in the beginning, because if you're interested in how my signal chain goes and how I dial in everything, please watch the pedal kit number 1. So in the first maybe 5 or 10 minutes I'm going to tell you how I set up the things, and I will tell you some stuff I did in the pedal kit number 1 video. But without further ado, let's start right away. We're using the Two-Rock Classic reverb capture Carlis is offering us here, and this basically, let me see how I'm gonna catch this up here. How this sounds on its own with the Stratocaster on the neck pickup. It's a very nice edge of breakup tone, sounds killer right away, and I think we're gonna add some pedals to it. So the first pedal I want to talk about and want to show you is the Analogman King of Tone. It's a classic one, don't want to bore you with too many specs, everyone knows it. At first, pedal off, it on. So there you have it, the Analogman King of Tone. Fantastic sounding pedal. I wasn't expecting anything worse than this, because this sounds absolutely amazing. It's a killer pedal. And also what we can do, like I talked in the last video, is we have our settings, gain, presence and volume. And what works really nice in my opinion is the gain or the volume. I'm going with the volume, and let's see how this thing sounds when we're dialing it a little bit more. So this is at 5. Let's use the bridge pickup. It's dialing it up around 6.3. Even more. So with a Strat, I think you can go really up to 7 or even more if you wish. What works not so nice in my opinion is if you drop the volume. So let's find out. At first, pedal off, put it back in, it's a sweet spot, and now you're gonna put it around 3. It really gets shitty. More. You're gonna see if you dial it in too much, it can get too much, and it doesn't sound so nice to my ears. It gets very ballsy, which is a great thing, but maybe it can add too much highs. But anyways, it's your choice, and if you have the right guitar with lower output pickups, this might work fantastic. So gonna give it a chance. All right, so this was the Analogman King of Tone, which is a classic one. Let's go to the next one. This is a Blackstone MOSFET Overdrive. Personally, I'm not too familiar with this this kind of pedal. I read something, and they say it's a really fat sounding organic tone, and this might suit the Stratocaster a lot. Basically, I'm going to test it with a bridge pickup, because the bridge pickup usually is a little bit more on the has lots of highs and presence, especially if you have some vintage sounding ones like mine. What if I put it in? Personally, I think this is a kind of secret weapon if you use a Stratocaster. So this really fattens up the tone. And also if you use maybe some other capture, amp capture, where you want to use the pedals in front of, or maybe in the analog world, if you have a ToneX 1 pedal, put it in front of your tube amp. I think this is a really killer combination if your amp or if your capture really sounds a little bit more on the bright and thin side, because it thickens up the tone so much. So great pedal, nice to have. Let's go for the next one, which is the Chase Bliss Preamp MKII. So this one is a really modern pedal, by the way, and it also features some MIDI functions. We can't get this here with ToneX, of course, but yeah, let's find out how this thing sounds. At first, pedal off to keep the ear fresh. Sorry, off. Gonna start with the neck pickup. So that's a killer tone, and it definitely adds some plexi vein to the character of the already Turok amp, and it sounds great. It has some nice clear top end. It has a great tight bass. It has some really nice focused mids, and I think this one really shines also in a band situation where you need to cut through. So killer pedal right away. I'm loving it. It's really nice. All right, we're gonna see what's next. The Klon Centaur from 1994. So this one is also a classic one. Many guys like John Mayer used it and made it famous. Yeah, it's a killer pedal, and we're gonna see how this sounds first. The pedal off. Really nice. That's how in my head I'm hearing a Klon when I think of a Klon. Let's add some reverb because I think it's nice, and we're gonna find out. Nice sounding pedal, and what I like about this especially is it really adds some killer mid frequency where the Klon is known for. It boosts everything up, but in the right direction. It also cuts some bass, at least the capture Kali styles in here, and really sweets the mix nice. So nice to have, really, actually great to have. yeah, let's do the next one. The next one is also a classic one. I mean, they are classics. So that's a Nobles ODR-1. And this one is really become famous because of the Nashville guys, Tom Bukovac and everyone else is using this straight away. It's their favorite pedal, and let's find out why. At first the pedal is off, and yeah. Switch it on. Oh yeah, that's really nice because it actually feels very, very amp-like. That's what I really enjoy about this. It adds some nice bass to it, which can be a little bit too much, but you can dial it maybe out of the amp. That's a thing, or you can go to your advanced parameters. But actually, with the Stratocaster, it doesn't hurt at all, so it's great. And everything else just is pumped up in the right direction, I would say. So for me, this is the ODR-1. It's a classic for a reason. And yeah, so these were the tones with the Stratocaster. Let's go right away to the tones with the Les Paul right now. So here's the Les Paul. We're gonna start with the Origin Effects Revival Drive, which is a really modern drive, offers many possibilities. So let's find out how this setting works here, the capture. At first, the Les Paul just in the amp. And let's switch the pedal on. Yeah, really nice, very warm sounding, very dark actually, what I like. It's cool, and maybe add some delay to it. Really nice sounding pedal. I think this works really nice for lead tones, or if you want to have some warmer tones. So I'm a fan. That's a nice pedal capture. Let's go to the next one. This next one is also well known as all the others. This is the Paul Cochrane, the Timmy, the original Timmy. And I'm really excited about this because I haven't played a real Timmy at all. I have some new one versions tested and they all sound fantastic. So we're gonna find out. At first, again, drive without pedal and switch it on. So basically very transparent and like the Timmy is known for. So if you have the right tone you're looking for and just want to beef it up a little bit and give some nice Timmy character to it, it's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal pedal. Highly suggested also to try this for an already really hard driven amp, because this also sounds fantastic. Really nice. Okay, let's go to the King Page Tube Screamer Drive. I don't know, I'm not sure. Kingsley Page, it's also a very famous pedal. So we're gonna find out how this thing sounds. Switch the pedal on. Oh, very nice. Gets the amp in a really cool Marshall-y kind of way. I'm interested and curious how this sounds when I'm giving it a little bit more push. That's cool. I think this also would really shine with a little bit of delay. Very cool. Reminds me, has some Zeppelin vibes to it. I think Jimmy Page also used this. Kingsley Page would make sense. Absolutely, but it totally reminds me of that kind of Marshall super bass kind of vibes. And yeah, that's also a killer pedal. Nice. Let's check the next one. Is the Kingsley Minstrel version number 3. Let's see how this works. This also needs some reverb, and we're gonna use the neck pickup. Really nice, has also some cool vintage vibe going on. Enjoying it. It's cool. Very nice. Adds some clarity to it. Has some also it for me personally it goes in the Marshall range, some vintage Marshall kind of tone. That's what I'm hearing. All right, so the last one I'm gonna show you here is personally my favorite, and this is the Hermida Audio Zen Drive, and that's a pedal which I think Rob Ford made it famous. I was first seeing it that Guthrie Govan using it some years back, and he, of course, told that Robin Ford he used this pedal a lot, and yeah, I'm really excited about this. So here's this without the pedal off, and switch the pedal on. Let's use some, or maybe play some chords also. That's really nice. Maybe increase the input a tiny bit. Come on. All right. What I wanted, and add some reverb to it. Really masterful tones you can get, especially in this blues kind of range. Really feels amazing to play, and very organic, so that's nice. One thing I also wanted to show you guys, so that's for the pedals so far, but one really amazing thing, or one important thing you can also do. Last time I showed you, in the last video I showed you how to use the volume knob to change the settings. So what we can also do is to change the amp settings maybe a little bit. For this I would use maybe let's use the blues driver. Have I played the blues driver even? I don't think so, so maybe I should do it now. I'm sorry. Okay, this is a clean tone. Let's use this. Nice. So this is also a classic for a reason. Very cool sounding. And let's show you something else. Let's say let's keep the blues driver because it's a killer sounding pedal, and let's go to the amp section now. So this is the amp. What you can also do to maybe, if you want to change the pedal tone or change the amp for the pedal, let's use the volume first. I think the volume is cool, but I think it's more about the gain stage this year. So it adds add some more highs, some more in your face frequency. And now it gets more, and now it gets to start not to sound too good. But let's try the other way around. So I think there's a sweet spot between 5 and maybe 6.5. Yeah, you have to be very careful, but it all becomes a little bit different, and maybe that's the right direction you want. Let's work counterclockwise. That doesn't work. Okay, so the gain knob is, to be careful, dialed in. Let's use the bass knob. So the bass knob is really handy if you think your amp capture might be too boomy. I think it's in general a great idea, because I see a lot of comments say they need to be more mixed ready maybe. But guys, just use the bass knob. It's phenomenal, great, and it works in the right frequency, because Carlis is always dialing in how it would sound in the room, and that's the best thing you can do. And that's like guys would do in the studio anyways, and they all use EQs, compressors when recording, so don't worry about it. It's basically an EQ after everything, so it works nice. And maybe, so I would go here around 3.5 maybe. Still sounds fat enough. So let's go to the mids. Also nice. Let's get back to the original. Decrease the mids a little bit. Gets more scooped. We tighten things a little bit up, but in my experience, we're guitar players. When you play alone, it's a little bit easier to play, but in the band mix, you really need the mix. So my opinion is, keep it at 5 or go wherever you want. Even 8 did sound. Even that sounds nice, and this works and cuts better in the mix anyway, so mids are really important. Let's try the treble. Just decrease it a little bit. Back to 5. Right, so the treble works to a degree. I'm rather on this side maybe to keep it at 5, a little bit less, maybe to maximum 4 or maybe around 6 maximum, but I'm not a big fan of adding treble because the capture needs to have the treble, or even the guitar. That's really important, I think, because treble is very sensitive frequency. For my personal experience, I would go around 5 and maybe decrease a tiny bit, but not over 6 or 7. But also depends on the capture, on the amp, and on the pedal you use in front. So that's nice. What you can also do, but I won't do this now, is you can go to the advanced parameter and even shape it a little bit more. And as you heard, maybe the pedal really goes in another direction, because we can change the amp capture, or we can change the pedal capture. For me personally, I would try at first, what I would like to do is to get the right amount of volume for the pedal capture, and then if everything's nice, I would try maybe a different amp capture, and then go like reducing some bass, adding some mids and some stuff like this. Alright guys, so that's from me so far. This pedal capture set is really sounding amazing. Killer pedals. Get it, have fun, enjoy, make music, and don't worry too much about input trim stuff anyway. Just use your ears, especially with the pedals. As you see, the volume does everything. Decreasing is not too nice, but increasing is always a good starting point if you're not happy. All right, enjoy and see you next time. Bye bye.